What's up, Rainier? How have you been, my friend? How's your Thursday? Awesome. Glad you enjoyed. People were apparently, yeah, according to the analytics, um, people were very receptive of it. So I'm glad everybody enjoyed. Hey, Javi. Welcome to the stream. It does naturally, because it's the last of. Well, that's similar to the last of the cross, along with the last, the tie off of the mains. So you want to have a clamp with, you know, a thinner, like a thinner. I think it's called a tooth, the thing that actually clamps. Thinner the better, and just tie the knot. I personally do a double knot, and I'll make a video on this hopefully by next week. I'm just absolutely slammed right now. Yeah, I'll do a video next week of the knots specifically, and do a double knot for any type of tie off. Do the single one first, tie it best you can, and then thread in the second knot for that double knot. That's my best advice to you, without like showing you, like, I can't even do it with this right now, with my setup, because the camera isn't nearly as close as it probably could be. So just, I would just say wait on my video. Good. I'm glad. Washington State, yeah. Are there, Rainier? Are there a lot of outdoor public courts in Washington State? I've never traveled to the West Coast in the Americas yet. Oh, no problem, Simmelbrook. Everybody gets busy. Thanks, Calvin. I'm getting there. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, I do want to eventually do YouTube as a full-time gig. To be honest, Andre, I really don't use pre-stretch for knots, or even if it's an electric tensioner. I don't use the, like, even like the knot setting. I actually rather use my hands and the tools that I have physically instead of relying on something electronic, just because the angle is the best angle is literally impossible for a tensioner, unless you have a Beardo. I think the Beardo can do it, because it could change like the angle that the racket's resting at. Thanks, Andre. Thank you. Yeah, that's no, $5. It's almost that's two tennis rackets worth of ISO speed baseline control. Thanks, Kyungda. It's awesome. Tennis Troll, guys, say hi to Tennis Troll. He's got arguably, I would actually say, the best match play only tennis original content on YouTube. So I'm hoping everything is good down with Georgia. I know Acing Tennis recently connected with me. So yeah, Tennis Troll is a little bit of he's quite the celebrity himself. Also featured on Ian's video of this one.
Osaka, I think he hits with other professional players as well, but he brings a really unique perspective.
This is such a cool video by Ian. I'm so glad he did this. And the thing is, like, he never told me that he was gonna make this type of video. So I woke up, I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday morning this week, a few days ago. I'm like, oh my god. Ian made a video specifically for people like Dill Plays, who's also a really good tennis player. He's like a 10.5 UTR and Tennis Troll. I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to watch this now. So, like, the absolute joy in my eye when I'm like, oh my god. So I texted Ian immediately, like, dude, thank you so much. I honestly think that Essential Tennis is more of kind of like the center of influence for original YouTube tennis content, because he's inspired me, guys, and hopefully if you guys have the resources and the time, that he'll inspire you to do something with YouTube, or something that's like original, maybe not even on YouTube, but like something original, and try something new. So Saria also has been on my stream lately, so he's doing a pretty good job, and he's improving as well. So I'm happy to see his journey coming along. So it's been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, Tennis Troll, you and I need to, as soon as this whole pandemic has settled down and is a lot more controlled, you either got to come up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where Essential Tennis and I are located, or we got to come down there because I want to play yourself, Acing Tennis, and a few of your other characters in the Tennis Troll universe. Yeah, Andre Taggart, thank you. Finally reached 2,000 subs, so definitely appreciate it. Don't worry, your $5 is not going to go towards beer. Most of it's not going to go towards beer. It's going to go more towards tennis string. So don't you worry. Where's the rack? Yeah, tennis drill. Try ISO. I mean, it's $40 a reel, so you can't go wrong. Yes, Taco Bell and KFC for the real players out there, right? There's actually there's a Taco Bell where I live. There's a Taco Bell literally across the street from me. Like I could get there in about 5 minutes walking. But there's actually the closest KFC to me is about 12 minutes away driving on the highway. So there's actually not a lot of there's not too much KFC in Wisconsin. Actually, I think there's a little bit more Popeyes in Wisconsin than KFC, which is kind of the opposite of Illinois where I grew up because there was a lot of KFC and a lot of Dunkin' Donuts too in the Illinois area, not so much Wisconsin. Assemble Brick, that's a good one. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I haven't done vlogs recently. So my vlog goal is to qualify for 4 or 5 nationals and singles for USTA. I put that on hold not because my life is starting to become crazy and this editing that I'm doing and this next match play that's going to be coming up in the next few days for you guys on my channel. And I'll tell you more about it later if you guys want. I'm doing some pretty cool stuff with it. There's a lot more cool tools that I experimented with and I bought into. So I'm learning the extra tool set of this new thing that will take me a long time now. But, you know, just like any asset that you invest in heavily, you're hoping that it will make your life a lot easier in the future. So I kind of held off on the vlog because I don't know if 4 or 5 national singles is going to happen this year for USTA given the current situation of the world pandemic. So I have to reach out to my representative, I guess. I forgot her name. Or I forgot her title. I know her name. I'm not going to say it. And see if it's even happening this year. And if not, that's fine. That's completely out of our control. But, you know, I'd like to know whether or not to keep going with the vlogs or concentrate my time and efforts on something else. So that was my, yeah, Assemble Brick. That was my, that's my kind of like short-term goal for tennis. Long-term, I don't know quite yet. I guess long-term, I do want to open up my own tennis club somewhere in the southeastern Wisconsin area, which is actually pretty much possible, given everything that's happening right now. Thanks, Flagger. Appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of my people, even a lot of my students that I teach tennis with physically, have commented on it. I remember I was giving this one kid a lesson, and he's like, "Dude, you already have 1,500 subs. Last week you only had 1,000." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the internet for you. Everything's exponential." So, yeah, it's a good problem to have, I guess. Yeah, Assembled Brick was one of the first 200 OGs over here. So I'm glad Assembled Brick is stuck with me, along with Your Bedroom Punk. Tennis Elbow stuck with me too. He's recovering from surgery from, ironically, Tennis Elbow, and a few others that is just kind of escaping my head right now. You want crisp feeling strings. DJ Blackwing, try, I know it's a shape polyester unlike the Luxlon 4G. Try the Solinco Confidential, and if you want a more dead feeling, try the Solinco Hyper G, DJ Blackwing. Stumble Brick, so Aditi, who I've been kind of like coaching with on and off for about 18 years, or 18 months now, not 18 years, 18 months. It's just exposure, leveraging my kind of like audience, specifically in the tennis community, and see if there are college coaches or whoever is doing the recruiting for colleges interested in someone at per level. So surprisingly, within the first, I think 2 hours when I published that video, a few emails have gotten to me and the father, whose email I did link there as well. So she's already gotten success on exposure to that. Oh no, they don't have Mexican pizza at Taco Bell anymore? Tennis Troll, I really hope they still have the potato fiestas, which is weird because it's kind of like an Irish dish at a Mexican-American restaurant, but I love the Taco Bell potato fiestas. It's amazing. Yeah, Justin Tennis, yeah, there's truth behind it. The bigger the meal, the unhealthier the meal, the bigger the serve, the bigger your game. Hey, Yerwin. Yeah, it's a good side business. Obviously, it's going to be painful for the first, depending on how smart and dedicated you are, you know, it's going to be painful for the first, like, maybe 3 to 6 months. It was painful for me for the first 7 years because I picked it up at 13 and, you know, I'm not that smart of a guy. And I had almost no direction when it comes to stringing tennis rackets. So it took me a while, but now I've made, let's see, 7,000 rackets. Let's assume $10. I've netted, you know, obviously some of them is my own, but I theoretically saved money, earned money by stringing my own tennis rackets. I've made around $70,000 of just like literally straight cash stringing tennis rackets. So yeah, it's a good side business. Assemble Brick, I think everybody that qualifies, I believe, everybody that qualifies for 4 or 5 nationals automatically gets bumped up. And I'm sure as hell sure if you win 4 or 5 nationals, you're getting bumped up to 5-0. Hey, PGM. What's up, Karen? Yeah, Karen, I'm going to talk to your buddy that does editing. So I think I shot him an email today when I was on the bicycle at the gym. So hopefully me and him can connect. So thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. That's awesome. Oh, do you guys want to know what I'll be stringing? Because you guys did vote. Yeah, seems like a straight shooter. I mean, he does it professionally, so, you know, why not leave it to the professionals? Save myself some time and, you know, throw him some money. Come on, guys. Do you know what I'll be stringing with my racket for this playtest? Come on. I'm not going to sell my Gamma Stringer. I have no reason to. I love this thing. Dude, buy your own. Karen wants to drive up from one state away to pick up my racket machine. It's like, no. You ready? Polytour Fire. There we go. I gotta set up a thing to where, like, maybe like a third camera. So, like, you guys could see what I'm stringing and then what, like, kind of alcohol I'm drinking. So people aren't asking, like, what are you stringing? What are you stringing? So I gotta figure that out sometime in the near future. I normally string in 16 gauge, but the Polytour Fire, it only came in 16L, which is between 16 and 17, which isn't too bad. Also, it's 1.25 millimeters. PJM, caffeine is actually a good option for me. And also between the first and second set of singles, chocolate. Just be careful with the caffeine because if I overdose, and I don't take pre-workout now, at least on a regular basis, because pre-workout for me, if I take too much, I feel like I can't function. And I kind of have the same thing with Red Bull. Coffee is a little bit more manageable, especially if it's like black coffee. But other than practicing like high intensity, you know, having the same intensity between the first set and second set, a little bit of caffeine and a little bit of chocolate in between changeovers or before the second set always helps me. Yeah, literally beer camp, Karen. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Zendino, I would stick with multifilaments. If you're a beginner, I would stay away from polyesters. So stick with something soft like Wilson Sensation, Prince Synthetic Gut, Gamma Synthetic Gut, softer strings like that, I would say. Assemble brick, yeah. So for those of you that don't know, like the very beginning of my channel, when I literally had maybe 5 subscribers that weren't real life friends of mine, I initially was making my YouTube channel, branded, you know, my name, Mark Sanset, to be a software channel. And for some reason, I just said, you know what, I'll throw in tennis strings in there. And my first one that I reviewed was Slinko Hyper-G. And the Slinko Hyper-G did better. The Slinko Hyper-G tennis string review did better than like the 3 software videos I had on my channel combined, like times 3. So you know what? I'm gonna stick with this, and it's worked out so far. I think it's worked out so far. Jamie Vardy, or we could just try the Richard Gasquet and just, you know, do a little bit of white snow while you're at the club. 1 glass of port isn't too bad. That's not too bad. I could do 1 Red Bull before, you know, around 6 o'clock. I could do 1 Red Bull because my caffeine tolerance is super high, but I can't do 2, nonetheless 3. What's up, Ethan Ito? Sometimes this knot or this lug or this nut at the bottom falls off, but thankfully the mount stays. Otherwise, you'd be watching me bleed out on live stream. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I don't watch Cobra Kai. The only shows I watch are I haven't even kept up with the boys. Don't spoil any shows on this channel for everybody's sake. But the boys, I think they're on season 2. Fantastic show, really good first season, really good second season so far. And my favorite, I would say my second favorite show of all time right now is The Expanse. And that's also on Amazon Prime. Ooh, there's a new episode because it releases on Wednesdays. Okay, I'll watch that if I'm not editing too late tonight. But The Expanse is my second favorite show of all time. It's such a good show. It's so well made. Karen, yeah, that's what I do. I'd binge. Yeah, Song Wang, don't believe any of the pros. Nadal does not use the Aero Pure. Federer doesn't use the Roger Federer special racket. Andy Murray definitely did not use the Radical Pro, etc., etc. It's just all marketing. It's just a marketing scam. Even Fed doesn't use the stock form. It's similar, but it's not the same. No, Ethan Ito, stringing is not my main source of income. I'm a software developer for a small company, and we use Amazon Web Services, which is a huge buzzword in the software development field and IT field in general. So that's my main job. My second main job, my second main source of income it's either YouTube right now or coaching tennis. Let's say it's coaching tennis right now is my second source of income. I do that about 8 hours a week. And then YouTube is my next source of income, and I do that probably about 20 hours a week. My fourth source of income then would be stringing tennis rackets. So Andre, I will be trying Polytour Rev. Don't you worry. Every single pro that I would say I think every single pro that's in the top 35, give or take a few, have all custom made rackets. It's definitely not stock form. And if it's not custom made, meaning they get it from a manufacturer at a certain way, they take a stock racket and then they give it to like a professional tennis racket modifier. Yes, I think Federer is using is different mold. Yeah, Junior 21. That's gonna be like what? Hey, Chris Kim. PGM 21. Sleep is actually an issue for me, but not from what you think it is. So I'm gonna go into my health history a little bit, but not too much. So when I saw the doctor, I had some health issues, but one of the biggest symptoms for me, and it's not nearly as bad as people make it out to be, is I'm diagnosed with insomnia, at least insomnia-like symptoms. So right now, my sleep schedule is a little bit better than what it has been, especially the past 12 months, given this whole quarantine slash COVID pandemic thing, which is not good for most people's mental health. Oh, great. I'm not crazy, just loco. Missed you, man. So PGM 21. So back to your question. I know you're kind of joking, but I typically sleep around 2 a.m. And for me, I don't know if it's because of my energy level or the insomnia like symptoms. It's really hard for me to get up. I try to get up around 8. So 6 hours isn't too bad as an adult, especially for someone as I'm trying to be as hyper productive as possible. So um, I have a lot of projects. I still play a lot of video games. I try to have my social life for both my tennis friends, my business friends, and also my girlfriend. And I have a very very hard time sleeping. So what I try to do is overwork myself mentally and physically every single day, so I'm able to actually fall asleep at night anywhere between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. In the morning. And because of that, um, it's hard for me to get up at 8:15, 8 o'clock. So I'm up at like 9 or 9:15 in the morning, and I'm trying to wake up earlier. So it's hard, but like yeah, I am a busy guy, and I want to keep it that way because I have a lot of things to do before I kick the bucket. I have tried melatonin, and I do take melatonin. Even if I take melatonin around 9 p.m., um, it kind of hits me hard, but not hard enough for me to where my thoughts in my head. It's not bad thoughts, just thoughts that are racing through my head. They don't shut up, so to speak. That's the best medical non medical term I could put it. So the racing of thoughts in my head again, they aren't bad thoughts. If they were, I would be admitted right now. Um, they really don't die down until much later into the night slash early morning. But melatonin is a lifesaver. Thank goodness. Yeah, Chris Kim, glad that you switched it from crack to crank. Um, to be honest, Gamma is what I've used for a while, even before I made this machine, which obviously was a base Gamma. But so I can't give you any expertise on that. I'm sorry, Chris Kim. Karen, I don't want to have kids because I want to do projects. That's so yeah. Not yet. Maybe when I'm 40. Yeah, I would recommend melatonin. Make sure you start with nothing stronger than I would say 5 milligrams. So even if you get like a bottle and it has 10 milligrams or 5 milligrams, cut it into halves or thirds or quarters. It works really well for most people, except for possibly me, but I might be an exception to that rule. You will feel a little bit drowsy in the morning. It's not too bad. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. This is my personal opinion, just so I don't get sued. But if you go to sleep at let's say 10 o'clock, try to take your melatonin around 7:30 or 8, um, because it's not supposed to kick in right away. It's supposed to be like an extra release, or at least the one that I use. So you're able to get some sleep, around that 9:30 p.m. mark if you take around 7:30. That's my advice. So meditation's hard for me. I don't have like ADD, but the thing is, I just don't know how to. I don't know how to meditate. I heard really good things about it, like stuff like yoga and meditation, and even like writing in a diary. That's a diary, not like a diary has always been good. But I just I don't know how to do it. I don't. Oh, sorry about that. The technical difficulty kind of reset my browser, so I'm doing it right now. Yeah, I'm keeping the tension, exactly. BGM, I am keeping the tension. So typically, let me show you real quick, because eventually I gotta be able to say this in a YouTube YouTube video kind of type of format. So the clamp is here, right? So the tension of 55 pounds is all the way, literally all the way here, and then just not here, because that's where the clamp ends, and then this is where it begins, right? So everything is good here, and then back through all the way to this one. So I take the end of this string, go to the next main, thread it through to the bottom of the main. So I went from the head, because this is the head, the tip of the racket, to the tail. It's tail because it's the butt cap of the racket. So head, tail, top, bottom. And I thread this all the way through, right? Just make sure there's no notching. It's good to go. So remember, I want this to be 55 pounds because that's the number I set it to. So everything is good here, but not here, and most definitely not here, because this is what I just pulled through. So I put it through the tensioner, right? So what the tensioner does is it takes everything and makes it 55 pounds. I release the clamp, put it as close to the edge as possible, clamp it. It's here now, and I release the tension. Therefore, it's 55 pounds now on this one. That's the basics of stringing a tennis racket. Mike F. Polytour fire, my man. Polytour fire. Thanks for answering those questions, Karen. Can you imagine if I made one 1-minute YouTube video just for string rackets? So I make one for this pull, I make one for this pull. Like every single main or cross I weave into is just a 1-minute YouTube video, and 33 seconds of that YouTube video is intro and begging you guys for you to hit like and subscribe and share with your friends. How scummy would that be? Karen, it feels round. Yeah, it feels round, and according to the marketing material, it is round. I think they will allow some spectators. Well, I mean, define spectator, because the US Open technically had spectators, technically, but it's not nearly anywhere even close to 10% of crowd capacity. So yeah, it depends on your definition of spectator. I'm not crazy, just loco. I'm trying to think. I've had two brands officially reach out to me. I'm talking to them right now. One of them I did a video on just yesterday, and I have to video edit that. It's actually not even a sponsorship. I'm just giving him a shout out. But that video is going to be out hopefully by Tuesday next week. And yes, that is the bag check. The second one that is, I'll keep a little bit more under wraps, did reach out to me on Tuesday. Had a 45-minute conversation with him. It's looking promising. I'll probably give that company a free shout out. Probably mid to late January, maybe early February. And then I've had 3 brands unofficially reach out to me. See ya, Chriskin. For budget, if you have a drop weight currently and money is an issue, just stay with the drop weight until you made enough money from stringing tennis rackets to go to purchase a crank. Because I don't know if I don't know if you could upgrade from a drop weight to a crank. You might want to research that. I have never tried Miami. That is a very interesting way of spelling Miami. Because when I think of Miami, I think of the city in Florida that's, you know, has an NBA team that's extremely overrated in my opinion. By the way, LeBron James sucks. So, is it Miami tennis strings? This is kind of an interesting tagline. Okay. Worldwide shipping, free over 38 bucks. That's kind of an aggressive market. Isn't that kind of aggressive? The best tennis racket strings for everybody. It's a... It's a little bit. That's a little bit aggressive. It's like that's like saying, "Have you heard of this car brand called Honda? It's the best car manufacturer for everybody." No, I mean that's aggressive. It was certainly eye-catching. It might be it might be verbally fraudulent. Eric Wang, I hope you have life insurance. No, but seriously, be careful. Oh, Ethan Ito, that's a good one. Let me think on that. Sponsorship. It would probably be Google/YouTube. That's probably the best one, or maybe even Amazon. I want to go sponsorship. I would definitely go software company because they're not, or Tesla. I would even argue Tesla might be they're not even a car manufacturing company anymore. They're technology and even software. I could make that argument. Yeah, so one of those tech companies. Actually, like, because I drive a Mercedes Benz C300 coupe, right? Surprisingly, it's all-wheel drive, which is kind of rare for a coupe. I'm actually not a fan. I wouldn't say I regret it, but I think if I bought a BMW equivalent, which is a two-door 4 Series, I would have been happier. But I think I am going to buy a Tesla later this year, probably in like 6 months. Guys. Oh no, I wish I did, Jan. Let's see, crypto around March 15th, 2020. So back when everybody was panicking, Bitcoin was at just under 4K or just under 5K March 12th, 2020. And now I think it spiked to over $40,000 earlier today. That's nuts. So imagine if you bought one whole Bitcoin in March 13th of 2020, March 13th of last year, on top of toilet paper and whatever crazy stuff you guys buy if you're panicking, and you held on to that, that is an increase of $35,000. That's almost tenfold. Audie's also pretty good. Audie's legit. Guys, why aren't you, Eric Wang, Jao Gimerez, why am I not seeing you guys on this Miami website? It's literally the best tennis racket strings for everybody. Real shame. Real shame I'm not on here. Yeah, Kurt Dog 00, welcome to the stream, first of all. But Kurt Dog, shame on you for not being featured on this Miami tennis string website, because it's the best racket string for everybody. Not just Ilya Marchenko, not just Ilona Bodarenko, I'll check these guys out. I didn't know they existed. Oh, they have a lot. Okay. This kind of reminds me of Ytex. Just kind of like, you know, they're small. Like, obviously, sarcasm aside. They're small. This website layout is, not gonna lie, it's actually pretty clean. But, again, this is kind of like a software developer, YouTuber in me. But this front page, this cover, which is super important because this is how you draw people in. Even something as this, it's not anywhere near as high quality as it probably could be. This is not too bad, but this is blurry as hell. I don't think this is even an HD photo. They got to get another photographer. Okay, he's twisted as hell. All right. Hex. Okay, 6-sided. Twist. So it's twisted? I don't know. 6-sided? 8-sided? This one's round. Huh. I'll check it out. I'll see if anybody in the Milwaukee area has it. Karen, it depends. I mean, are you gonna want to see the manager if it doesn't get you a win at 3-0 because the tension was off by 1 pound? No, it's not because of your crappy footwork. No, it's not because you had too much wine 2 nights before. It's because of the strings, right? It's the strings' fault. Yeah, Gumaris, like, sarcasm aside, because I kind of went on a asshole kind of rant. Yeah, I will try them. It's just something I've never seen before. And I was kind of poking fun at their website. Yeah, PGM 21. He is. I tried the Whitetex Quattro because I was actually a brand ambassador for Whitetex. I think by brand ambassador I mean, like, you know, I had that special box with a certificate on it. I think it was like 2.5 years ago. It had really good spin potential, but it had literally 0 power, and it hurt. It actually hurt more. I don't know if it's more, but definitely just as much as a Slinko Tour Bite. So it's very similar string to Slinko Tour Bite. I just haven't play tested in 2.5 years, so I'll get back to it sometime in the near future. Good, Arthur Lamb. I'm hoping that, you know, it's a good string for you, a good budget string, and save you some money. PGM, thank you for emphasizing those 3 letters of that comment, that last word of the comment. It's leg day for me tomorrow, so I got to get my butt in gear, no pun intended. Maybe. Because I am having some slight elbow irritation. It's nothing super bad, but some slight elbow irritation. I'm talking with Christian Doctor, who is the Yonex brand ambassador out in Madison, who I also played on my channel. He might be able to get me a good deal on the sticks, so I don't know yet. Thinking about it. Oh yeah, it's damn good. Justin Tennis. Ah, that's the stuff. Eric, it's okay. I'm a software developer, which is male dominated by about 9.5 to 10 ratio, so it's fine. Ironically, half, if not slightly more ratio wise, of my close friends, obviously platonic, are actually female. I actually do get along with females better than males in close platonic personal relationships. It's kind of weird like that. So one thing you guys have to realize with YouTube, I would say, yeah, in YouTube, both as a content creator. So YouTube is two sides, right? You're either the content creator or you're the content consumer. Both sides are male dominated. I think there is a slight, there's more, the ratio of having females as a content creator is slightly higher than the male to female ratio to being a content consumer. I believe that's how it works. Karen, that's the best flavor, either that or cookies and cream. Aaron CO, I've always been playing tennis 2 to 3 times a week at an hour or a half hour, either an hour or hour and a half time frame ever since I was, I would argue 17. Yeah. Eric Wang, I'm most definitely not single. So let's disregard that question. Polytour Fire. So I'm staying with. Jose Pete, Polytour Fire, my friend. I think this won by 48 votes to 43 of the big hitter, Big Turna, silver hitter, something like that. It actually, I think the Turn a Silver Hitter might be a good replacement, I think, to the Alu Power. But again, I'll have to check as soon as you guys vote that in. If it's outdoor coaching, Andre, I charge $30 an hour per lesson, assuming it's public courts. Indoors at Essential Tennis, I charge $50 an hour for private lessons. So I hope that gives you kind of a idea. Whenever Ian's ankle isn't all kinds of shambles, he's recovering pretty damn well. So I'm happy for him. Hopefully it's in a month or two. Obviously his health is most important. Eric, I refuse to take any discounts with any tennis string manufacturer just because I don't want to be biased. I review tennis strings based on retail price. Just because if people start, if companies like Yonex, Wilson, Kirschbaum start giving me free stuff, then that greatly opens the door for me to give them more praise because I'm getting free material from them. So I take my money that I earned with my several different jobs and purchase this retail price. So that's why I refuse to be a YTEX or any type of ambassador. And if I have any ambassador in the past, any type of ambassador status, I fully evoke myself from those privileges. So for my playtest racket, my playtest setup, Arthur Lamb, I string everything at 55 pounds. Just for consistency purposes. When people say, oh, you should be dropping the weight of something like Solinco Tour Bite, no, I'm not going to, because as a consumer, that's not my job. That is the manufacturer, that is the company's job to make a string that should be acting in a certain way at a given tension. That's not I refuse to string it below 55 pounds or whatever poundage I've been playtesting at. I like the look of the Osaka limited edition, but I really wouldn't go out of my way to purchase it. Andre Attacker. I think it's more expensive too. It's a clean look. Yeah, but it's $10 more expensive. I mean, it might be worth it, but for me, I think the blue's just fine. Vig, I think my UTR rating right now is like a really high 8 or a really low 9. So again, it depends on, obviously, there's not a lot of UTR tournaments going on right now or UTR events. But I was previously rated like a 10.7 before they had a number crunch about 2 years ago. And also I was in better shape back then. Aaron CO, what motivated me to take tennis more seriously? Yeah, I'm not going to get too personal about this, but it was heartbreak between my freshman and sophomore year of college. I was either going to feel sorry for myself or I'm going to do something and take all this pent-up energy and do something somewhat productive with it. So, yeah, I chose tennis instead of, doing drugs. Don't get me wrong, drugs are great, but I chose tennis instead. Thanks, Victor Zhang. Hope you found it informative. Kurt Dog, assuming everything else is the same, you actually will get more spin if you put the softer strings, the synthetic gut on the main, and then the polyester on the cross. However, it's going to snap much, much faster if you were to do it that way instead of the other way around. So if you want it to last longer, put the polys on the mains and then the synthetic gut on the cross. But if you don't mind snapping strings frequently, do it the other way, where you put the synthetic gut on the mains and the polyester on the cross. Karen, is he so he's an Oracle, right? Because UTR owns Oracle. Well, Arthur Lamb, drugs are great, right? What do you guys think is the #1 most abused drug in the world? Type it in the chat. What do you think is the most abused drug in the world? 2 of you got it right. Sugar is not a drug. But sugar is good, Karen. Yes, I played Cyberpunk for 10 minutes. I played the Corpo Lifestyle for 10 minutes. And my computer crashed 3 times, so I got a refund on Steam. Okay, so 2 of you got the drug question right. Actually, technically 1. One of them just stated a fact. So, the most abused drug in the world is caffeine. It's not anything more illicit because caffeine is a drug. It also really pisses me off when it's a politician or any normal human being, they say drugs and alcohol because alcohol is a drug. That's saying bananas and fruits. That's like saying Yonex E-Zone and tennis rackets. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But keep in mind, caffeine is a drug. It is heavily overused, and it is a fantastic drug because I take that drug every single morning as soon as I wake up. I'm dependent on it. I'm perfectly okay. But yes, it is the most abused drug in the world. Yeah, Troll's here. Nicotine's a good one. Maybe back then, because I know back then people smoked a lot of cigarettes. My dad smokes, and everybody in the Philippines smokes. But in the U.S., definitely not so much. Yeah, Troll's here. Ooh. Do you guys want to do like a quiz time with me? Okay. I'll make a straw poll for this, okay? Vig, UTR might not be appropriate for someone in middle school. I would argue UTR is okay for if you're a sophomore or older in high school. A big contributor to that is, as a middle schooler, you're probably not physically developed in terms of like, yeah, you haven't hit puberty yet. So that comes into play when it comes to gauging UTR. So just play the best tennis you can. I wouldn't worry about UTR too much. I would say concentrate on USTA tournaments and any type of match play league that is around your age group and height. Don't worry, everybody has a crappy net game when they're in middle school. Dude, Vig, I have a crappy net game. Like, I would hit an approach shot at the service line, and you know what I would do? I'd retreat back to the baseline because that's where I'm comfortable at, because I'm an idiot. Okay, I can't use straw poll for this. Okay. How about this? All right. You know what? I'll do a giveaway. How about that? All right. I'll do a giveaway. If one of you can answer this right, I'll only give away one thing. I have some polys that I could give away. So if one of you answers this right, and if there's multiple of you, which I doubt there will be, if one of you answers this right, I will send you a packet of whatever polyester strings I have spare to anywhere in the continental US. Okay? Okay, so I'll type it out. So if there's multiple people that got it right, whoever just answers it first. Okay? I'll type it out. I'll pin it in chat. Only one answer, please. Okay? And the rule is, if you're the first one to get it right, just DM me your address. I'd be more than happy to ship it out sometime tomorrow. Okay? So. Okay. Are you guys ready for the question? No. First one correct answer wins. Okay, Arthur Lamb, if you get it, I will send it to you. Okay. They locked down the border in Canada pretty well because I have family there, so I know a little bit about what's happening right now with the pandemic. Okay, in terms of singles play, who is the most successful male Asian tennis player of all time? In terms of singles play, who is the most successful male professional tennis player of all time? Go. You have until I finish the rest of this cross. And no Googling. Okay, here we go. So, repeating the question. In terms of singles play, who is the most successful male... Oh my god. I can't type. Asian tennis player of all time. A lot of Michael Chang. Kei Nishikori. Obviously, good guesses. Peridor and Srishapan. Oh my god, I love that guy. I totally forgot about him. My goodness. I think he's like an underwear model now. Right? He was beating up on Federer back in the day. Oh my god. Look at that flexibility. He's like 6'2", 6 foot. He's a tall dude. Is he Thai? Is he Thai? I probably should be playing ATP tennis stuff because I might get copyright strike. 6'1". Yeah, Thailand. Yep. Okay. Nice try, Javi, but no. No, none of you guys have gotten it. None of you guys got the answer correct. Sorry, just... No, he doesn't have any single titles. Okay, so do you want to break down the question, right? Because this is what software developers do. No, it's not. It's not Federer. It's not Michael Chang. Okay, so in terms of singles play, right? So that's singles only. So Leander Paes is no. Okay, so we agree with line 1, and we agree with line 4, correct? Oh, Liu Yen-sun. I forgot about him. He's a journeyman. Is he still around? We agree with line 1 and line 4, right, chat? Because singles only in all of history, right? So, the most successful by any logically thinking definition is not endorsement money. It's Grand Slam titles. In this case, specifically singles in all 4 Grand Slams. Okay? So, Grand Slam singles titles. Okay? Now, the reason why it's not endorsement money is because if you really think it's endorsement money, Anna Kournikova is one of the most successful female tennis players of all time. And that is absolutely not true. She had one good run to the semifinals of Wimbledon, I forgot what year, and she got so much sponsorship money because all these fanboys and incels and thirsty people just started throwing money at her and her sponsorships. Got a lot of eyes and got a lot of money. It's not sponsorship money, I guarantee you that. That is a stupid way of defining success. Okay? So, male Asian tennis player. Oh yeah, not doubting she is, but I'm saying that she's a very unsuccessful tennis player. She's good marketing, but unsuccessful tennis player. Hence the question. So, line number 3. Obviously, Vijay Armitage. I don't know who Vijay Armitage is. Did he play tennis? Former tennis player. Okay. He's a little bit before my time. Oh, he's 6'4". That's a tall dude. Never won a Grand Slam. Got to the quarterfinals 4 times. Good for him. So not him. Davydenko's a good one. And Justin Tennis, you are on the right track. Land your pace. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so Justin Tennis was damn close, right? Are you guys ready for this? Can we please get a drum roll? Yep, you guys got it. But no one gets it because I have to guide you through it. Marat Safin is, without a doubt, the most successful male Asian tennis player in singles of all time up to this moment. No, you didn't get it. I had to help you guys. I said I had until I finished the cross. Which, obviously, that was like 5 minutes ago. Oh, he's Asian. Karen, he's absolutely Asian. Yeah, Medvedev, I think, will personally break it. He will break it, in my opinion. So, Marat Safin is Russian, right? Guess where Russia is located, guys? No. Russia is also an Asian country. Big. See where he was born. Ooh, Russian, English, and Spanish. How's that a trick question, Arthur Lamb? I don't think that's a trick question. So, he speaks Tartar. I don't know how to say that correctly. Where was he born? Oh, Moscow. Yeah. It's a Turkish language. And Turkey is in Asia. Still Russian. And even if you were to make the argument that most people would think that Russia is a European country, which, yes, it might be a European country, but it's also an Asian country. You have to understand, his native is, not Tartar, Tatar, right? Tatar is a Turkic language, meaning Turkey. And it is an Asian country. Yeah, Andre, it cost me about 20 minutes of setup because I've got the stringing, I've got the camera right here. I got to make sure that my programs are set up to feed into the program and then feed it to YouTube Live. I got to set up some of the parameters for you guys to be able to view on YouTube. So about 20 minutes of that, and that's about it. Obviously, the cost of the camera is kind of included with being a YouTuber, so that's already kind of like embedded in there. So that's actual cost. It's not a monetary cost. It's more like time cost. I think, where's Moscow? I think it's on the European side, actually. It's within Europe. Largest city within Europe. Yeah, Moscow is. But Russia is part of Asia and Europe. And where Safin's ancestry is from is most definitely in the Russian part, or the Asian part of Russia. Nice! You're married to an Asian woman. Good for you, Andre. I actually don't have anything else in terms of pop quizzes. Well, that's a thinker, though. I'm glad you guys kind of thought of that a little bit differently. But you guys have to understand, when it comes to being a software developer, and Karen can attest to this, or any software developer or business analyst that works with software developers can attest to. When it's something as simple as this statement, you have to break it down into something quantifiable. I could quantify singles, because if you're playing professional tennis, you're either playing singles, doubles, or mixed doubles, right? That's easy enough. It's one of three things. Simple enough. In all time, okay, you've got a time constraint, all of history up until now. That's not an issue. Easy that. And then the most successful, this is where you could argue that it could mean several things. You could make the argument of who ends up number one in the world at the end of the year. That's a valid one, but I don't think it's the best one. I think Grand Slam titles is the best, by far the best way to measure how successful of a professional tennis player you actually are. Correct. And then male Asian tennis player, this was obviously the curveball that I threw at you guys. So yeah. I don't think I've ever asked this to anybody. I never asked this to a group of people of more than two. So I'm glad to see your guys' like reactions and guesses. And I totally forgot about Paragon Street Japan, so you know that's awesome that someone mentioned him. And the other gentleman that's 6'4". Is it VJ? Yeah, VJ Armitage. I've heard his name before, but obviously I was way too young to remember his name. Oh, he played against Jimmy Connors. Huh. Man, they actually wore vests back in Wimbledon 2000. It's been sweaty. All right, guys, I gotta get going soon because I gotta finish editing a match play against a state champion from last year. So that's gonna be an exciting one. So hope you guys enjoyed not only this live stream, but also the tennis machine kind of like buying guide I posted on YouTube a few hours ago. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. If you guys have any questions that I didn't get to, I try my best to get through everything. But since this this whole experiment, this whole platform, this whole YouTube channel and stream is like getting a lot bigger than I thought it would be, even like, you know, a year down the line, you know, it's harder. So I always try my best to be able to answer anybody's questions. So if you guys have anything that I skipped over, please feel free to leave a comment down in the description below, and I will get to it hopefully tonight, depending on how much in the zone I am for doing the video editing, which is going to take a little bit longer than expected because I'm throwing in quite a few new features that you'll be seeing on a regular basis now. So hit like if you haven't already, and then consider hitting subscribe if you guys already aren't. And if there is anybody that you know in your circle of friends that could benefit from YouTube original content such as this and the other things that I do for you guys, I highly recommend that you do throw them a link to my channel. I'd be more than happy to see what I could do for them, and then in turn for you guys as well. So hope you guys had a good night, and it is Friday tomorrow. I totally forgot about that because work has been crazy. So hope to see you guys soon. Stay healthy, and as always, happy hitting.